And thank you everyone for coming this morning.
The Borough Park JCC is unique in its services in that it is a one-stop social service agency and does in one room, in one place when you come for help, what many of the other good organizations do scattered all around the different places. So far this year, the Borough Park Jewish Community Council serviced nearly 15,000 clients.
The motto of this organization is no Jew will be left behind, whether he needs a parnasa, a livelihood, whether he needs assistance with care, whether he needs kosher food, whatever the need may be. There is a commitment in this community that every Jew that is in need will be served.
And I look forward to a strong partnership and collaboration in the future after November 5th. Have a great day. What's that day?
You know, we have a lot of mockers in our community. In fact, everyone wants to be a mocker, which is great. You know, but we probably have more mockers here than in the entire rest of the city or state of New York. And that's beautiful because we do so many things. But I want especially, even though I'm not giving him the award, I want to recognize Rabbi Freilach. He deserves it.
We love the Met Council, that we're very fortunate that we have an elected official who's accomplished more, literally in less than 1 year, than many people have accomplished in decades, and that is our good friend, Senator Simcha Feld. I want to thank you for the leadership and the work that he's done here as well. Now, I want to just make one final observation. Folks, this is a very important observation. Times are very tough right now for the Borough Park JCC. I think we're all naive if we're not aware of the fact that the JCC and the Met Council have had some challenges due to recent events, and I think we all know what we're talking about. I think it's incumbent upon us. It's incumbent upon us as community leaders, and that's really what we have over here. We have a room full of leaders to make sure that we work even harder to support the Borough Park JCC.
There will always be, always has been, and always will be controversy in New York City about the police, but what there's no controversy about is that for the last 12 years, every waking moment of his life, Ray Kelly has given to making our city safer, and we are all better for it. Commissioner Kelly.
I'm going to listen to what he has to say because I want Ray Kelly to stay as the police commissioner of the New York City. It's great to be back in Borough Park, and every time I come to Borough Park, I do talk about public safety. I do talk about the great work of the NYPD, but I also talk about what all of the great social programs you and your community provide to your community. Has to play is to continue to help fund you, to continue to get out of your way in doing what you need to do to help your community. You have my word that I will continue the funding of social service programs all throughout. And I also want to work with you on your yeshivas to make sure that we can find ways that we can work together to allow us to hold down the cost of the tuition so that everybody can be served by your schools. Thank you again for welcoming me to Borough Park, and it gives me now great pleasure to introduce the greatest police commissioner in the history of the city of New York, Raymond W. Kelly.
Indeed, there was an awful lot of gloom and doom. People were saying, New York Times and others, that the city was going to go to hell in a handbasket. Crime definitely was going to go up, just a question of how much. Another terrorist attack, the word that was used, as you heard, more than any other, was inevitable. But in large measure, thanks to the great work of the men and women of the New York City Police Department, that didn't happen. And also, we have to look at the environment. As a result of 9/11, the economy was somewhat shattered. Tax revenues were down significantly.
Excuse me.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not my place, but
This is your place.
they're not going to give me a chance to speak, so I'm taking one. We have the best police commissioner that this city has ever had. We should give him silence and respect and, of course, a standing ovation at the end.
He's never forgot that picture, I think, right? We increased membership in the Joint Terrorist Task Force from 17 investigators to 120 investigators. We brought in a cadre of world-class analysts from the top schools in the country, many of them Ivy Leaguers. But the threat that we face is persistent, it is consistent. If you look at what's happening in Syria, if you look at the unrest in Egypt, if you look and see what's happening in not only in the Maghreb in North Africa, but also now in sub-Saharan Africa, there are things to be concerned about. And the possibility of a terrorist attack here, certainly in our mind, has not diminished. We need your support, we need community support, and I think it's really fitting that I'm here to congratulate the Borough Park and Jewish Community Council for your partnership with the New York City Police Department. We have enjoyed a very strong cooperative relationship with the Jewish community throughout the city, but certainly in Borough Park. It is, I believe, a model for police-community relations throughout the city. Now, I am also given the honor of recognizing a friend of mine for many years, and an individual, I think, who embodies the spirit of partnership, and he is Rabbi Freilach. Rabbi Freilach is obviously a great friend of Borough Park and a champion of police-community relations. As many of you know, Rabbi Freilach had spent a career as a liaison between the Orthodox Jewish community and the NYPD, and that's a function that he performed also with the New York State Police. I've known the Rabbi for many, many years, and I have certainly benefited greatly from his counsel. His deep knowledge of law enforcement and of Jewish culture has helped us to build bridges and understand the communities in Borough Park and elsewhere. And I especially want to recognize his support during the investigation into the tragic death of 8-year-old Libby Klitsky in 2011, in which the rabbi played an extremely helpful role in bringing Libby's killer to justice. His contacts in the community and his work to gather and distribute information were absolutely invaluable. And it's just one example of the many important roles that he has played over the years. So I am very pleased this morning to present him with a plaque on behalf of the Borough Park Jewish Community Council and his youth.